Today, let's begin by mobilizing our shoulder blades and wrists, getting ready for some work to come. So we start on all fours, lift up and out of the shoulder blades, arms straight as you shift forward as much as you're able to. This is working on the mobility as well as strength in the wrist, being able to support your body weight in this forward position. And as I'm shifting back, notice I'm not losing my posture. So I kind of stick my tailbone out a little bit, so I'm just shifting forward and back in a neutral spine. And then let's begin with some circles. So we go around the sides. And then reverse it. Okay, let's bring our knuckles together and then bring them down. Palms are facing up. Just do your best. You're going to try to come up as much as you're able to. Some of you might only come up to here. Some of you will be able to straighten all the way. Your goal is to keep the fingers closed. The fingers are part of the arm fascial net, the back arm net in this particular exercise. If the fingers are popping, it's less of a stretch. So if you're able to keep those fingers together, that would be great. And then just do your best. Over time, you'll start to open everything up. Good. And then let's bring our hands together for a moment. We're going to do some wrist circles. So just imagine that the wrist can never disconnect as you circle in one way and the other. Of course, you don't have to kneel like I am, so you could do this seated in a chair. Always modify so you find a way to do the movement, do the work in a way that works for you and your body currently. Okay, give it a good shake. We're gonna do our palm peel-aways. So if you remember that one, you have your fingertips facing you, or modified, maybe fingertips are out. So just turn them as much as you're able to at this point in time. Then bend your elbows as much as you can. Once you can no longer bend, start to rock backwards so you start to peel the palm away from the floor. You go as far as you can with the fingers down. Once you can't go any further than that, you start to bring the fingers up, but the finger pads from pinky finger to index stay. Thumbs can be off the ground. And then we shift back again. Bend the elbow joint first, then the palm, then the fingers. You can do a little thumb circle exercise there, add-on bonus. Elbows, palms, fingers. And depending on where you are tight, will be where you feel it the most. Some of you, it'll be the forearm. Others of you, the palm. And still others, the fingers. So a lot of this larger range movement will start to reveal where you're tight in the fascial system. And you can further assist yourself by rolling out those tighter areas. That'll give you kind of like a leg up. So when you do this work, again, it's easier. There's more mobility in that area because you've worked out and released any fascial adhesions in there. This will be our last one. All right, let's come down to our forearms to give our wrists a break. And then we're going to go into some scapular shrugs. So we sink and we lift. We sink and we lift. Try your best to not get the head involved. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So we don't want the head to reach forward and look up this way. Just kind of keep it in line. Looking down or slightly at the knees is good. Let's go for a single arm, building a little bit of strength. You can place this hand behind your back or tuck it in and then press down and up. This can also be done in a full plank. Switch to the other side. Great, and then let's go into some scapular mobilizations. I'm gonna turn away from you so you can see. Okay, placing your hands on top of the head makes sure that you're not using your arms for this exercise. However, you can do this exercise with your arms in this gold post position, so that's an option as well. But let me demonstrate. You're going to bring your shoulder blades together, lift them up high, open them wide, bring them down like a little box. In, up, out, and down. In, up, out, and down. In, up, out, and down. Let's do 2 more here. In, up, out, and last one. And don't forget your hands can also be on the head as an option for you. Okay, we got to reverse it. Before we went in, so now let's start in. You're going to go out, up, try to squeeze at the top, bring it down. Wide at the bottom, lift, squeeze at the top, bring it down. And again, wide, lift, squeeze in and down, wide, lift. We're gonna do 2 more. And don't be discouraged if you are having trouble with this. We're slowly building that mind-body connection. And over time, you'll be able to mobilize and move, those shoulder blades a little bit more. Nice job. Okay, you're going to interlace your fingers in front of you like this. You're gonna go out and in this way, out and in. So let me show you from this direction as well. In, out. Good. Okay, from here, I'm going to let you reach those arms as far as you can. Ribs in, so don't arch your back. Ribs in, you're gonna try to lift the arms up and as far back as you can, and then come back down. You can allow your shoulders to shrug today, but you want to think about the bottom edge of your shoulder blades swinging forward, forward and up, like a swing set to help support the shoulder joint. We retract, we protract by reaching the shoulder blades. Ribs in, visualize those shoulder blades doing an upward swing and bring it back. And this is going to support shoulder joint health. So when you're lifting your arms up, let's say you're grabbing something out of a high shelf, that shoulder blade should help move and support the shoulder joint so that the brunt of the work is not going in the actual shoulder. So this is really, really great for shoulders. Okay, relax. Go ahead and grab your yoga blocks. Okay, this is a very challenging exercise. Don't get discouraged if you can't do this fully yet. This is something I'm also working on. Okay, so we are gonna shift our weight forward. We're trying to strengthen our ability to be able to support our body weight on our arms. Now, if you are unable to lift your whole body up, you're gonna keep your feet on the ground and then just lift your knees, okay? All right, so let's actually start with that. So we'll keep our feet on the floor, we'll lift only our knees, we'll do 8 repetitions. We will repeat a second time, and then that time we're gonna try to lift our whole body up. If you're unable to do that, you'll just repeat another set of the same thing with the feet down. Okay, let's round our spine for this one. Push strongly up through the yoga blocks. You're going to try to lift and lower. Now you can also do this, with 2 chairs, 2 pieces of furniture, find something around your house, and you could do that from a standing position. 4 more here. Okay, rest for a moment. We're gonna repeat that one more time. You can do the exact same thing, or if you wanna attempt to lift your whole body up together as one piece, we can do that. All right, here we go. Repetition 1, lift and rest. 2 and rest. 3 and rest. 4 and rest. 5 and rest. 6 and down. And 7. And down. The last one, we're going to try to hold it. Here we go. Lift, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. Okay, place those yoga blocks off to the side. All right, come down to your forearms, open your knees, reach your tailbone back, and let your chest lower down, opening up the shoulders now, and shift forward, and back, and forward. 2 more. Okay, bring your knees back underneath you. Lift up strongly out of the arms. Shift your body weight forward as much as you can, working your triceps, and back. When you shift back, the legs are at a more narrow position, but you're taking your pelvis as far back as you can in neutral spine until you feel your hips touch your femurs, which are your leg bones. So you slide forward and then shift back. Try not to round like you would in child's pose. You're trying to stay long and neutral through the spine. And my positioning is a little bit different than like a kneeling plank. I'm just going forward, putting body weight into the arms, and shifting back. We'll do one more. Okay, let's move into our shoulder cars. Cars mean controlled articular rotation. So if you remember, we have done this before where you go into your best external and internal rotation of the arms. We're gonna do single arm today. Okay, you can sit however is most comfortable, kneeling, sitting on the ground, you can even sit in a chair, totally fine. Okay, so take your arm, turn it out. So palm up to start. If you have more range of motion, you can continue to spin. From there, we're going to take the arm up as high as you can until you hit a roadblock. Once you get kind of stuck, you start to spin it the other way into internal rotation. Keep reaching it back as you spiral it in, slow and controlled. Take it behind you to your best internal rotation. Reverse. You start to lift up in internal rotation. You're going to get stuck. At the moment you get stuck, make sure that you have good posture here too. You start to go into external rotation. And you bring it all the way forward. And you're turned out. This other hand here on my knee helps to stabilize. We're going to do 2 more of these. So we slowly take it up. It's in my turned out position, thumb kind of pointed out to the side. Try not to arch. Keep your ribs in. Once you get stuck here, you start to rotate the arm into internal rotation and behind you. Reverse that. Trying to be conscious of my upper traps, making sure they don't rise up too much. There's also this sense of lengthening the arm out into space. You're increasing the wingspan of the arms. This is our last one. Always this energy of lengthening out into space. Great, okay, let's switch to the other side. All right, so begin with your palm up, turn out a little bit more if you have any more range, and you start to lift up. You can scoop in towards the midline too, it's totally great. You hit your first roadblock, you start to turn the hand the other way, keep reaching it back. And spin it all the way in without losing your posture. So maintain a nice tall spine. Reverse it. This shoulder for me is a little bit stickier. It was actually a lot worse. I started hanging. If you have anywhere to hang from, like a pull-up bar or even like a tree branch in your backyard, It is so beneficial for shoulder joint health and spinal health and tractioning. Once I started hanging, a lot of the tight muscles in the armpit area, the shoulder, started to release. And it's definitely not as sticky as it was. Let's do one more. I think I did 3. If this is our bonus one, you get an extra one. Anyway, so once I started incorporating hanging, this shoulder started to open up a lot more. It was great. Okay, we're gonna go into some push-ups. You guys ready? Okay, so we're gonna start out doing a full push-up as much as you can. Once you start to fatigue, you're gonna drop your knees and then just go into a regular kneeling push-up. Okay, I'm gonna start with my hands wide. I'm gonna internally rotate the hands just a little bit, and off we go. Sorry, can't talk on this one. Okay, whew, I'm gonna continue up to 10. I was able to get 5 today. Slowly getting stronger. Good, and rest. Whew. All right, yeah, so I'm right there with you. Last time I could only do 3 full push-ups, so slowly getting stronger. All right, going into triceps in the other direction here. Again, you can do this on a piece of furniture at the edge of a coffee table or something. Otherwise, we're gonna come up. Try to give me not this posture, this rounded posture, but chest out, tailbone out, and then there's this sense of elbows reaching back in space as you do your triceps. 4 more here. Good, take a rest. Shake out the wrists. Done a lot on the wrists today, but building some strength and mobility in that. Okay, we're gonna do another set of 8, but single leg. This time we're gonna hover the legs straight out. 8 triceps. Great, other side. Good, and finish for a moment. Okay, we're gonna finish with some bone density work for the hands. Okay, so back to your all fours. We're gonna stomp your hands down, okay? So this is prepping us if we were to fall and hit the floor, right? The first thing we try to catch ourselves with are our hands. Good, rest. Okay, we're gonna get the edge of our hand now. So through the forearm and through this metacarpal that leads to the pinky finger. Here we go. Good. Okay, now we're gonna drop down to our forearms from here. We're gonna drop down and then push back up to our hands. Trying to stay neutral, stay strong. One more. Good, and rest. Okay, next we're gonna grab a set of heavier weights, maybe something like 10 pounds. We're gonna do some chest presses. All right, I'll meet you back here. All right, so you have your weight. Let's start with the arms wide. We're gonna do single, single, double. So you're gonna do one arm, and then the other arm, and then 2 arms twice. So single, single, double, double. Now, if you want to alternate your single arm, you can. Otherwise, you can always start with the right arm first for the single arm if that messes you up too much. I think I went out of order for my single arm, but that's okay. I'm back on track. I'll start right and left, double, and then is a left and right. Hopefully we're fatiguing faster because we did all that other push-up and tricep work. Last time, left and right, double. Good, and rest. Whew. Okay, place one of your weights down. Let's take the arms up overhead, anchor the rib cage down for your lats, your overhead lat workout. Ribs down, ribs down. Kind of the same idea that we were trying to work with our shoulder blades being able to upwardly rotate or spin as we take the arms overhead. But now, with the addition of weight and gravity in this direction, it's a different challenge. And any of these exercises, you can switch out the weights. You can make it heavier or lighter based on what your current level is. Good. We're going to bend the elbows now by the forehead and then back up. If you want to make it more challenging, just take the arms a little further back so that when you straighten your arms, you're not quite in a straight line. You're kind of on a slight diagonal. One more. Good, and rest. Okay, we're gonna do the roll up now. Okay, so we're gonna use our weight. The weight can either help us or make it more challenging. So if it's closer to your body, it becomes a lot harder. I need to bring mine out a little bit to act as a helper. And then today I'm gonna fold forward in a C curve. After I do my C curve, I'm going to bring my elbows in narrow today and try to sit up tall with flexed feet. So I'm really working hard to do this. Tailbone out without arching the upper back, ribs in. From here, I'm going to take the arms up and as far back as I'm able to. Just 3. Point the feet, roll down. Make sure the head doesn't jut forward too much when you lay down. Just for fun, I'll take the arms, glide them through, bring it back. Start to roll up. Elbows come in, flex the feet, tailbone out, ribs down. Press those arms all the way up, maybe behind you if you have the range. Point and roll down. Arms reach back. Elbows narrow for 3, for 2, and 1. Control, always control as you roll down. Take those arms back. I'm going to do an extra one. I forgot to take my arms back on that first one. Good. And then slowly roll down. Arms reach back. Okay. Let's bring the weight down to your hips. All right. Let's go a little bit wider today. So we'll press your hips up. Keep a hold of the weight, of course. Exhale to lift up. Try to think chest and ribs low, so that we're not going into an arched back, but more of a neutral spine here. Go up and stay. And we're gonna pulse 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Walk your feet in closer. Take the arms up, take them slightly back. Take one leg straight up to the ceiling. We pulse 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay there. Lower lift the leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace the foot. Other leg up. Pulse 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower and lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, go ahead and grab your yoga blocks. Once again, we can place the weights away. Okay, you've grabbed your yoga blocks. If you find that your knees are tight, your quads are tight, it might be a wonderful exercise for you to foam roll your quads first prior to doing this. So you can pause the video, do a quick roll, and then come on back if you need to. Otherwise, we're gonna tuck your toes. You're gonna sit on your feet, opening up the toe and the feet, the toes and the feet. Okay, from here, we're gonna bring our yoga blocks back. Now we're gonna incorporate the upper body by leaning back, which really increases the stretch through this whole line here. You're gonna walk your body forward. Now, some of you will just sit on your feet like this. Others of you, if you can widen your feet a little bit and go into your deep squat, which is a natural human resting position. Not so much in the Western world. We sit in our chairs most of the time. But if you can get in some squat time, we'll just keep repeating this. If you can get some squat time in during your day, just sitting in your deep squat, it really helps to open up the connective tissue, the whole fascial system, and you're just gonna feel amazing. And it doesn't matter if your heels cannot currently touch, you just keep practicing it and your body will slowly start to restore itself. Of course, if you have any ailments, injuries, always consult with a medical professional. Good, we're gonna stay in our deep squat today. Now, if you cannot do this, you're just gonna hold on to a piece of furniture that's stable. Just squat as low as you can at the moment and just hold. Okay, you're gonna take one arm, you're gonna reach it down in the direction of the floor. Twist up toward the ceiling and tap and lift. Doesn't matter if you can't currently tap the floor, you just go as low as you can. And over time, you'll just start to notice that you get a little bit deeper and deeper the more you practice. I switch sides. I don't think I said that out loud. You can go ahead and switch sides, sorry. Good, in your squat. Again, if you're holding onto something, if you're holding on to a piece of furniture, just pull yourself. Otherwise, you're just kind of reaching down towards the floor as much as you can. For some of you, you might be able to hook onto your legs, the body part, to kind of pull yourself forward. Just do your best. Wherever you are, we're going to finish with 10 heel lifts. Rising up. And you're trying to really lift up as high as you can. Literally as high as you can. Right into those toes. Okay, great. For the next exercise, you may or may not need your yoga blocks, but let's put them at the front of your mat just in case. All right, we're gonna start at the back end of your mat. You're resting on your feet with a V position with your legs. So my knees are wider than my feet. Some of you might be like this, which is fine. That's your starting position. We're gonna try to walk our hands as far forward as you can. For others of you who are a little more flexible, you're gonna drop down to your heels. From there, you take a big step out. If you need your yoga blocks, you can use them here. Otherwise, foot is on the outside of the hands. You're gonna try to dip your hips down. Squeeze your back knee if you can, really opening up the hips. Step back into this position, or if you're able to drop all the way down, go for it. We're gonna repeat again, alternating sides. This is huge work for knees, ankles, hips, toes. Your quad strength. Some of you are gonna be burning through the thighs. As you get stronger, you can last a little longer before the burn starts to kick in. And then when your arms are reaching super far forward and you're back in your squat like this, we're getting a lot of core work, shoulder work, full body, right? Whew. And you can dip your hips down. This is a mobility exercise. So if this was, a perfect Pilates class right now, I would say, maintain your alignment, but this exercise is to open things up. Get you strong, get you mobile. We'll do some posture awareness stuff another time. Ugh. Just a couple more. Whew. Hopefully you're feeling those thighs. Oh. Ooh. We got one more. Great, and just take a moment to rest. Okay, we're gonna try to continue to blast these legs a little bit. All right, so we're gonna come on up. All right, we're gonna do two steps across your mat. So let's see. You're going to get as low as you currently can. What is that for you? So some of you will be up here. Some of you will be able to drop down here. You're gonna take a big step. All of your weight on this leg first, then transfer it over to the other side. Bring it in. One more. Step out, don't transfer your weight yet. Now transfer, bring it in. We're gonna take it back the other way. Big step out, stay low as you transfer. Right here, pull it in. That moment of when you're stepping out or stepping in, this whole side is trying to work strength through the body, right? Knee, hip, ankles, back. Everything is working. Try not to transfer. It's got to be slow, so you really take time to find that strength through the joints. We're going to do 2 more sets. One more set after this. And of course, take a break if you need to. The nice thing is, when you're teaching the class, you have to stay motivated, so you can't take a break as much. That's okay. Getting stronger. Good, and rest. Okay. All right. Leg switches. All right. I will show you a modification for this as well. Here's what I'd like to do. So we're gonna do a jump, maybe a knee tap if you can. Bring it back together. Jump, knee tap, bring it back together. Modification, just step back. Okay, that's your modification. All right, we're gonna try to go for it. Here we go. 1, together. 2, together. We're going up to 20. 4, 5, 6, and if you land more stiffly, 7, 8, hopefully I'm keeping track on the counts. If you land more stiffly, you get that bone density work. I think that was 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, almost there, 2, 1. Okay, take a moment, grab a drink, catch your breath. Hopscotch for bone density and a little cardio. You're gonna go single, double, across your mat. Try to pound your feet. Also fabulous for coordination. Single leg hops, 1 foot. Try to pound your feet. And you can do this off the mat, which will give you less cushion, right? More impact to the bones. Good, one more set. That's a burner. Okay, side 2. Here we go. Okay, last one will be knee taps. You can modify by just picking up your leg, or we add a jump. Try to pound those feet. Okay, let's bring it down to the mat for some back extension. Okay, going into some back extension, we'll do palms down, face down. You're gonna start to relax your legs, by the way. Start to lift up. Whatever height you're able to, and then start to lower back down. And having the palms turned to face the floor helps to open up the pecs a little bit and promotes good posture by counteracting that forward rounded shoulder position that we see so often. My arms are shaking from all of the work we did today. Okay, lift the legs up, same thing. And rest. Okay, all right, we're gonna do some shoulder work. Grab a towel, or today I'm just using a dog leash. You can grab a towel, a band. If you have a Pilates pole or dowel, you can definitely use that. We did a lot of shoulder mobility work today, so I'd like to practice doing something like this, where you're doing your range of motion. The wider your arms go, the easier. The more narrow, the more challenging. Again, just do your best. And like I mentioned earlier, that hanging exercise, if you can find a kid's park nearby, or a tree, or if you have a pull-up bar, or even a railing that's stable or sturdy, you can start to hang and start to open up the body. If you think about how compressed the body gets all day, gravity, standing, sitting, all of these positions kind of compress the spine. So anything we can do to counteract that, open up space for all the nerves to exit, makes for a better nervous system, better fascial system, even more space for the organs, so they're not getting compressed as we sit slumped. We try to open things up. One more. Good. All right. Child's pose just for a moment. Thank you so much for joining me for class 5 of Pilates for Longevity. Be well.